I've been at this job before. When we came into office, the crisis that faced us was very difficult. In my own imagination, I thought that we'll need about 2 years to begin to see a turnaround. That's what I thought. But Ebenezer, this is how far God has brought us. We're all surprised.
20 on the start is a live video ya ufre no aka how no book mark ya try to say okay so me ba we na best
enye me nwanwa say Ashanti regional minister
also almost at 2%
omunyina
owe this over tweet and now obe post wo X no so I reduce ye bi okuja to black kwakra de ne opetrenchi obi
social media
almost so one maybe say transport is on TV maybe tena yen kan no oluma sugar daddy o maybe o mo money na yen kan o wega house yen kan no yenim no o mo man e minister o yenika.
Can you believe of all African leaders President Mahama initiated the issue of the payment of reparations. You are creating a department for that.
Okay.
Next year he's going to, I think this year, 2020, he's going to address UN officially on it.
Okay.
And Mahama has been able to make Europe to now accept the fact to say Africa was robbed completely.
And this is by way.
Yes, a prophet.
America crown Donald Trump and Fanunti to 2 year president.
Prophet.
Then I tell Miss Row, and to me be a Miss Row, and to me a Miss Row, and to me be a Miss Row.
Jesus.
To Ghana, you went among what Chassis and Treno, and they say, Banyam, quite about me.
John Dramani Mahama Papano also no crying anyone. Anyone was the IMF for about Ghana for Bas was a. Now, shall say IMF was a manipulation the others Munai. Not government a governor of Ghana say a Bank of Ghana say Muvaso, Infimo. Now, and check Robert says a medium fee, board. What they cut 214 million Ghana dollars. And they say, hey, go boss on our can go to your toboka. Afe yangore MPP ni NDC fight a boo. Yet one I'm a voice of one kind of Sabwa. The Kana about between Bank of Ghana and the gold board no. I will go to Tomuno and Yaka, no a operational cost. A idea says him say now some by that day. Nina say Dr. Kessel at 2 and the finance minister say was by June 2026 Ghana, you ready? Say be free IMF now. John Dramani Mahama say the economic recovery of Ghana no on one kasa a shock price no. Why surprise? Because not only say ISY be 2 years. Nanke o de trade to grow na another dan kwa kufuado. Oni Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Baumia e de ba nanke sa karon ka 2 years kan go say trade kan wi. But 1 year ye trade kan ni bebre be wie e Ghana e tu mampam ni kan say enhira nka nyame. Why de na Ghana for musuma ya de ndi moment pray ho yeah.
I've been at this job before. When we came into office, the crisis that faced us was very difficult. In my own imagination, I thought that we'll need about 2 years to begin to see a turnaround. That's what I thought. But Ebenezer, this is how far God has brought us. We're all surprised and shocked at the quick turnaround. Anytime I meet the IMF officials and the World Bank officials, they themselves cannot believe, what has happened in Ghana. So Ghana has now become the poster boy, of the IMF and the World Bank. So when they go to other African countries, they say, don't you see Ghana? Look at what Ghana has done. And that's why I say, it is only the grace of God. It is only the grace of God. To bring inflation from 23.8% to 5.4% in 1 year. How did we manage that? For the first time to see our long-suffering Ghanaian currency, the cedi, that has been taking a beating over the years. Dollars have been arrested, they've broken jail and all that. for the first time to see the Ghanaian CD appreciate by 37% in 1 year. It's only God. It's by His grace. The IMF gave us a primary balance of 1.5%. And 2025, our primary balance is 2%, higher than the IMF gave. And so, God has been good to us.
Mami,
You had the no ni ha.
Zao, na hinti ma.
Yeah.
Na John Dramani Mahama said, "Ono ankasa as a president."
No nwanwa.
Any one wants Ghana ni say one man surprise you. Because ono
Ono surprise to niam no kra na ye no.
Was you imagine sir? Because was Ghana na obeto na Ghana na crime scene.
Se be edru ni.
Na ye di mu sika wi mu ndompani ni na tese ndompe no.
Awe kra ma.
Ebianka. Tina also onsusu say ye ba benya ndompani mu mbuawe na benya honam. Ama ya chama mana aso obi aso. And is a Ghana for sha say e video. No mu twado no to a o say otewa na ni agye.
Na ese ni nyina wo hwe bi. Ya kwaso nyina wo hu.
Papa no social media man o. Oh, John Mahama social media man.
Na ka na so.
Na so pepe.
Ya wo hwe bi.
Na say 2020 on the start is sa live video ya ufre no aka o how. Na wa bookmark ya try to say okay. Say ba we na bese.
Enye me nwanwa say Ashanti regional minister.
Also almost at forcing.
Omunyina.
Owe this over tweet and now obe post o X no so I reduce ye bi. Okuja to black kwakra de ne o petrenchi obia.
Social media.
Almost. So one maybe say transport be so timi maybe. Tena yen kan no. Oluma sugar daddy. O maybe omo money na yen kan omo. Wega house yen kan no yenim no. Omo man. E o minister o yetreka. Eti John Mahama say NCD no performance ay KG one suspect.
I said it's one.
No, say 2 years asem. But 1 year. Ye gina ye.
Ama.
Na
no kra na enye ese eye ne nwanwa na ese wo na awoti abonte no kra na ese
okay so be ye nwanwa so
ese mesre no John Dramani Mahama o no okosoro ha na se ofa he Billian na se he finance say ne timi abe
MPP voice of
Montias wasa nwanwa
o se na dollar CD ya ye timi chi dollar e di ko ma IGP na wa break jail e se papa o so de oni huro
e ba economic desire e ko yi ni ba ye nyina
economic risk
antimi anya hwe
I don't know who should be head with
wo asebio esire mu sie jata wo de nke kan ya nke mi nke na ntwe ni eyi na ka timi
do you want the incompetent to come back again to do what
na ese watimi aba wo e ba economics mu aje se wo de communication
be ka se ne dada ye ne ko
wo de wo nka ho mate nene de be na te ba yira ho mem ah matimi aye yeseye
when say okan say assemble akopɛ and I think say the definition of dia eye Ghana ni bia no wa office ye wonwa bia no ono kura ye ne wanwa no ade ba ko okan ya bra signature say appreciate na Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia question say the good for oil no the reason why I see the appreciate na any for buy no
so on the share see na say o ma ba beto aso
say yes gold board at that time na you say gold board for say normally even 1 tons of gold e dey can you go reserve no one na no munye bi na
ono na o initiative sa wie no sa tam na yete say
o se na munye hu ye ba na ayenhye a na ebehu no for the future na a long term
there bi na ntia na obi de otimi ba ye wa ne short term watimi
o ma ya ti asese de o mu ye to ho no ana Mahama ba ya obedi afemo
and was send di na kura na de wo sha ase esumudwa wa ma ye hu na so na ma mi ye hu de agya baso bo de be ma no
na eno kura no papa no say debi de papa no so ka no honim di baby wakasa free na ne de ne say effective leadership the first say oba ya o ka say
ni ma yie
ye twa one de ma ban bia bre ye pese edidi nafu left right the go ya no go nya che ti komo de ya che ntino ase ye pese me preko na ne o chena ya ndidi kura ye okay ona so ba ka se debi adi preko ni ha na emo no ye na ebedi nkakra ama so Ghana ni bia so enti kana watwa bia tu agu ni spending na watwa so no eno na ama nne ye economy na agina saa
tene ka saa ye bi da e wo ho no mu a
enkofa
da bi e de be ye die da be
matra makwa
because ono no wa ye bi da oba hwetwa ball no
Nti osi wa buwe
ni work yie no wahye niam ni yie no de ba.
And that effective leadership for me that would be the only explanation. Me say the very place I say pay Mahama say papa we that's me abedo pa. Abre o ka kire say the portrait picture upe wa print wa de. Say the ma one person say onya ma me. Enga obekọ no one picture ye print ye size ni kitu say. You bet my card so office back go 10,000.
So what is sky we born.
But you got some one for bottom and print here. Obekọ na 50 Ghana 100 Ghana.
Then they say
Ukọ adwuma government adwuma say me ko DST. We okay. Ave onene kasa no o movie. Or Storm of Paradise. Me can say match you ma me o Storm of Paradise. On view or movie.
Say we ni nyina na yenka say bia NDC buy in the first term or
buy. But papa na hu. E say sabi Samu asem na yin na ka bom edi no.
E say no.
Onye biem. Edi na meye. Ama Ghana fo hu say no. You are moving forward.
On sa me biem. O jedin papa. E dey ato ho no mo.
No so ka na me ka Ghana fo go eduebo. Dey nko an na yema politicians ni feel say to in order to win the next election. So oboye kan ho ne omodada yen. Because o kan okran kire oye ne kure no kire ya ibedwa yento ma no. Enti na ekura yempe ne pa oye o.
Ti o dada ya na wo mu an o sade. Aye so wo ma akoda aduane no.
Asa o de jene kaka.
Na waje kaka mo yesi a. Sana say politicians na yo maje so o mu.
Na eno za no ye timamfo no. Ye pe Ghana ni.
Ye ka ho bi.
Oh.
Ye nyina na ye ka ho bi. Se Ghana ni be yo se enye yo timamfo atimu nyina na ye ka ho bi. Ne na ese no.
Anye
na ye kama no. Enso no kono kwhwe ye market.
You go see chantan.
So what you say?
Aduane for da so ton aduane se da tie na. Ubusa na.
Afede we nya bibi dia kwa kwhye no.
Oh, ntempa. And
Billian say drivers dey share lubricant. Adwadifo so be share drivers. Na so obia wo ba bi o dey kwa kwhye sha.
Driver, o mo say lubricant na so ntie.
O mo say sante.
Jesu mo janka o manim.
Amen.
Na lubricant ye na entobi.
O to bia to bia che.
Debi.
And in honor of President Mahama, say before Bebre Nima, oh, say Ghana na yi Kwame Nkrumah fighting for African unity. Your boni din we asi baby. Can you believe of all African leaders, your President Mahama na initiated the issue of the payment of reparations. You are creating a department for that.
Okay.
Next year he's going to, I think this year, Drew 2020, he's going to address UN officially on it.
Okay.
And Mahama has been able to make Europe to now accept the fact to say Africa was robbed completely. And that has made them to accept that the 350-year trade, if you call it trade, is the longest and most inhuman, involuntary transplantation of human beings in the history of the world.
Okay.
It has been accepted. Internian kan famo nabaso.
Na ma ne nya ne nwanwa. Bebire sa. Isan say na ya no mote so no.
Nebu.
Ni pipi fo te so no. Eniema o mu hihye di gu Ghana fo tiri so no. Den nyina bi kan ho ntina na masidi na bo adadoa no.
Yes, how? You know mo dey ha Ghana fo.
Enu bi kan ho bi.
Okay.
E say ye hwe yi levy.
Yeah.
So we ye free ho.
The Kevrata kosa enwa do one.
You try ho cake no.
Yeah.
Greek cake.
E try go di hu dokuno no fish no.
Thank you. Yi levy ni wo ho no bi.
David.
See ye free ho.
Ya clear.
Be 10 tax.
Ha!
Wodi emu a.
What come here?
Yeah, wodi bi a che.
Every go me see me try.
Jesu ka me ya.
Omo je me 10% ya. There was also na sa Aminu Adams one you. Was it there was no any betting I say say at force in can parliament no enye no kre. Me na what me be no. Was it there's no bet. Ebi before ni won tropa de.
Oh say any dey.
Tropa de.
Politicians dey ono do di amen no. Ene hia no.
Na de was ati me mahu.
Enko no ankasa kra no crofo grassroots nkomo hia sie nsu.
Yesu mo jan be come for.
Enti ni sa niema we nyina ne ye niema oba ya say watimi aye ne kama.
Nti a part of the economic recovery process no.
So what you say?
Okay.
Okoye NSS wono ma.
2.4 billion Canada.
E say ye way.
Na ye ntwa manfo ka.
Te say ye way.
Because MPP ni bo bia say o treasure mo mu e social media no so. Na ono defend MPP. O defend MPP afi akwada national services man se come my. Afi o say we dey do MPP aso. O say when I pay na say for say ye catch na wa unti. So no give to what mensa any or says be twinimu se for Yusuf plus 9 other disciples. There's the 12 disciples of corruption. And no mudi atie yo you 2.4 billion Ghana cedis. Mame, uni me that is Ghana obo na say.
Na say wo kọ MPP fo apenso no. Wo kọ office bia na office kichu bia. Enipia e hyase no kra no. Enipa bebire.
Obi ayesikani. Obi e pese onyi.
Enti sa ne ma we nyina wo ba ye no we ye firi ho no ma dinti na aka sa wo ye so.
Te onu anka sa wo so. Na onyi ntum say. One recovery na be smooth say.
By way di aye.
Asa aye smooth am onu anka sa.
We di aye.
Friends, welcome. Let me show you something very interesting. For some time now, just take a look at this one really quick. I've been seeing some really interesting initiatives, activities happening around here on this major Mahama road. It's not just this road. Some part of Accra, like people have really literally get on the street of Accra and then they are cleaning the street. One of the things that for me I think about a lot is this space right here, right? Sometimes you meet all the streets really clean, but then the only downside is that you see a lot of sand around here. The sand will the wind will blow the sand onto the street, so to make it not really look that nice. But I think they've thought about this really well. People have also observed it and they think this is something that we must tackle. So over here on the major Mahama road, people are cleaning. I'm pretty sure you've also come across seen it somewhere that people are cleaning as well, right? So I don't know what kind of initiative this thing is, but I'm going to take time and talk to any of the officials around here. Maybe they can explain to me what is happening here. Are we now in the process of making Accra the cleanest city in Africa? Because that has always been the goal, to make Accra the cleanest city in Africa. And right now it is happening. But also I saw Raf have a conversation about what to begin with in terms of cleanliness. You know, volunteerism is really good, but we need to shove it in the minds of people that it is wrong to even drop it there in the first place. That is what we must begin with. And you cannot achieve that by volunteerism. For me, that's what I think. It is the government that can take active front in that. When the government comes up with policies, rules and regulations, laws, bylaws, and say that henceforth, you do this thing, you find yourself at so and so place and all that. Now people will start adhering to that. But as a person, if I show up with my team on the street and start talking about, hey, don't put things over there and all that, they're going to see me as a fellow Ghanaian, as a fellow citizen who is just, having fun and being all nice and trying to be a good citizen and all that. You might get the results, but it will not be as extensive as the government stepping in to push that agenda. So I think that was what Raf was trying to say. But yeah, let me just go and find out from the authorities, some of the officials here, and then they tell me what is happening around here.
We are from Ladadeko Municipal Assembly, and my name is Honorable Iran Ananakrom, Assembly member representing Labone electoral area. The regional minister has directed Greater Accra assemblies to do a cleanup exercise since last Wednesday. We started on Wednesday and we end it today, Saturday. So it's a 3 days exercise that we are doing, cleanup.
Okay. Is it across the whole of Accra?
Yes, Greater Accra.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So the goal is to get the sands off.
Not only the sand, the drainage and lorry station, car park, etc.
Okay. Why is this so important?
It's very important. You know, as for cleanup exercise, there is part of human living, so that's what we have to do. Apart from first week in every month sanitation day, she has earmarked this one 3 days cleanup exercise all over Greater Accra.
Okay. Do you think this is something that could be replicated in the rest of the regions?
Yes.
Who are doing the cleaning, the exercise, like the people involved?
The people involved. All the assembly members in the municipality, and then opinion leaders, traditional authorities, all involved.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like the very people doing the painting.
assembly members and then opinion leaders.
Okay.
And then some of the staff of the assembly.
Okay. But is it not supposed to be the entirety of
That
the
is,
people?
we have done announcements. So,
Okay.
No,
okay.
let's
okay.
talk about Ladade Kotopo, not Accra as a whole.
Okay.
Here is
okay.
Ladade Kotopo Municipal Assembly.
Okay.
So we did announcement here.
Okay.
So we are working with people around here. That's all.
Less or more like volunteers.
Yes, volunteers.
They say was hwɛ contractors etua wo muka. Contractors so yetua wo muka.
Yenya road minister o confirm yes over 5 billion. Yetua ma contractors. Mo yentwa muka so far. Eyo omo a omo certification no nsem da so ho. Wo he Kofi Akpalu ya man Cocoa board contract ya ene ya china ka ho ya. Na se ebidie no dwirim ewum. Ndi ye hwe no wie. Na se omo de no bibia wie pe ya nso omo sika omo se beka.
They say yes fuel prices aba form
9 cities 99 pesos our Ghana. Yanga say a fuel station goil. And you call to other companies say JP oil more. It be 9 cities 96 pesos. And then Star Oil at only the 9 cities 95 pesos.
and now sure may say and sawon pokua se kwan.
Yeah. Wano asphalt ni na se fa ye say you go so. Aye na just say unya drone shot now kwan na. Now the thickness level of the road ah. Enya kura no your president John Dramani Mahama twice. And we visited the Maripoma contractor na ores akwan so no. Twice and na godin ko mama na aya we say timeline of the my data of the my so be wi. Eso wi.
Enti president wo se niema na say sika no se di se de se agina na na so ama economy na ye kama no se eyo onwanwa a mi kirechiro mu niema oba o ye firi wonti ama sa ade so ani nyina atimi afiri honom na DDEP bondholders they say no
DDEP okay ayase mense na se mensu one me kai papa na 81 years no
sa kan nyina say yi ni nyina de afiri honom be se dere si di nya akono
ato force no ade no pressure
adai
ade
anya adwuma no
bra champion say obey president no obetwa amonfo ka because ba omiemo anya ade na wo nipa de ahia say ne campaign wo kwetwa
oba no see
ade na mo ndi na ba omiemo ka no want any for month o so omo ye ni na ote no be ono ba omiemo be den ndi ma ba wo ye we ni na omo ba ka me den
wonim de nti a wo yes a kesolo ba no mo ka say ontumi nye enti wo kire wo mo se swat yase wo kire wo mo se wono no ba ye no obetumi aye ne kama so so
titi nkomo se nyansa penin kwa na wo ne tirim entwam
enti na say no mu nyina no mko akwati na fie no
entwam
enye dwono nko na wo tiri we se wonim nyansa
na ma fa se tekwe papa na wanyini eso no ma afia ye ne ehu hwe economy no basa emails egofa akwam na dufo ye ekona fe na ekofa papa ni tirefe economy okanya no dimenka ni na ye kwamna dufo no wanyini basa enye penin ne dibu mai
dabi
your pepper leadership with humanity and here
is inflation I say
5.4
ni nyina ka ho bi
na and 23.5%
no buy what ya mana ko say
5.4%.
Eti John Dramani Mahama adwuma ndo so bebo
in fact sir
mo munnim de enti a ese di na esa me kirechiro ni nyina
inflation IMF so no omo projection with the man say Ghana here me ko na wi ni nam 12 ana John Dramani Mahama nene at the finance minister ne
is the force
Bank of Ghana governor editum so okay so ebit me call 11 afa mu ye mo push there ko do 5.4 me say mo ye adwuma na mana bro so adwuma na mo ye nti next year mo be ye den bi
adwuma ho Ghana da bi no ba be ye dey
na de say
FSHS
na say me na ne donko pa na mo de ko
bi wo ho
na say eguso ye
fo na ye tu ye no kra no nim fe dodo e be si ye de be kata so
katida no o de amafo se enfanye kwa me nkroma efe ne sen museum fufuro bi mfa man na eti where na ka economic
growth e ba ye kwan ya nya big push so wo de aba
over $10 billion papa osu Cocoa board any go board adawroma waje edi sai ka yakoto sa foto nti na Ghana baby e be fa bi construction site iti on kai ohun de ntia Ghana no ye improve
ti sika we nyina no wa sha si etuatua de ye mpuntunwuma se
ya papa onima nim Ghana ado wa hwebo mi kakra etiesi okotina fi won hwe kra ase de ko so ye legacy ngo peso dai o hwe nim de kakra na nim de onim dwan nti
enum dwan wo
de 2020 papa se
we nya ne face nya fe no oba be di president onye Brian Champo ne papa no
that's wa badada
wa di bia che
enti o hia so o be define ne ho
ye di nkan no di bi kogu ho no se woni
nyi e ba mi ye e levi o kama e friend say igeti ami o kama ehue Ghana Post omudi do yesuma ebesi ne mobile money interoperability ya omuda so kasa abro fo na kire ye enti Mahama no masa onye nu
na say mo onye nanum because enko be ye tro kan ayan kan wan yi an kura ka ba de sa ke etu no
na say wa anye na mmeka we so ono so bo na haba so
aha nti no wa ye ne ti ye kire ne niema
wa ye ntia ma ono kura ma ne surprise
na unim biem ame ensan kan kire ne ba ko de ntia ese ne sidi na ye kama ese bibia ye koso amamuo ne koso na osu wo hunu no 1 year of no scandal
eno de or the boss promise I promise on my honor if you bring scandal to my government I will send you to his home you will sleep there for long
dan no me dey e bebie
udu ye na ase mailing adu na ebie mu se kakra na wure ma ko dem anu so say war betides you the bro from the kan any war betides you any of my appointee who bring the first scandal and your boss say I was almost say apart from the code of conduct of the mom apart from asset declaration of declare my assets our code of conduct no the mom we agree asset na man for declare no e bi delay ma oti your musika e dey go do Mahama e dey go to Mahama ken o si o sa she obo say upa ko disika
o dey gina ho
na tina ho twen
Mahama ke yi kura wo de ba no no an kasa kura de ba yi ni re say fia na
ni refi ebe kai no no an salary 6 months
enya ma na wo ye ni nyina ebe kai
salary 6 months
ye be kai wo
the vice president salary 3 months
the president nya say
plus the appointee be 1 month
what you say kai ye ka wi na so na wo sa flopping so de a
ebe kai no
ebe kai wa mboti ye nya ne ti we nyina ye niema o de agugu akwan mu a eni ti no say ono atena wa na nwum a wo no kwa ne refi ne say eye ne nwanwa a mo ma ne nya ne nwanwa we nyina ye ne sa no adwuma
so price bi ani baby
wan ye mu ani
say de ono an finance minister ato forcing ese wato ne bo ase de nkrata agugu ama Ghana for yenya bi ne yehwe ne yen kan fa mamamfo ndi ase se
ye be kan
aya
so mamamfo ati ase
o say on the economic growth GDP expanded by 6.1% in the first 3 quarters of 2025 up from 5.7 into every 5.7 of the GDP no yediko 6.1 and no the same period in 2024 teenagers say you're making progress non-oil GDP growth which best reflects the real strength of our economy and where most jobs are created grew robustly by 7.5% in the first 3 quarters of 2025 compared with 5.7% recorded in the same period in 2024 and the 3 friends saying the first 3 quarters na say 3 months another 3 months na you do 1 year mpo a improvement you hu ye no you compared to the 2024 na 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 go agufo ado
ne draw no mokwaje ya na said
Benin no mokoye exchange rate or say the Ghana cedi has for the first time in the long while recorded an annual appreciation that ayo boko mu against all major trading currencies as at 31st December 2025 mami na cedi na appreciated by 40.7% against the US dollar
enye enwanum na ye yansa no moko na
30.9% against the British pound
say the osi Canada so bi omo na ye no moko na no musu de America omo bebeto aso
omo de ekodu 16 eja 14 omo fa free 4
mo kan bibi omo benya reference dia mom
na say government is data the way ato no ye beka wasem me ntimi kwa ka me pastor me hu wasem beka
chiri wo chiri
20.4% against the euro enti ya currency no cedi no are improving over the dollar over the pound over the cedi over the euros ebinsi wo ya bako semu da
ba wonim atofo senso no nyame anim ne bonsemeti konie menka se enipa boni ni kakra
adan
what na parliament in fie dodo seni unua no mo ye cedi trokan omugya wa ko ntimi afa wonim die kakra mfa mo akokore e na hwe ma ne koye
o kasa tietie mu no mo se ne kasa wo fom
en wo english olum
on the no say wetie ma si o bana ma no tin say na enema na si o masu ni 11
enti now we have the men now mo kra mo anka bi na mo ka say they have the men no ene ne mo atwa mo ku
men de no mo sika na adie emema bia
abre mo sika adie fu
oh nice one pa correct one on the interest rate treasury bill rates have plunged from over 30% at the end of 2024 to about 11% today. And 30% not treasury bill no just enkoye. So that 30% at what here who sell to 11%. I sense.
There been to patch say when ye o mo buy ye near ma o matimi ai o mo fa bi nka ho de
Debi.
to forcing.
Almost say almost the data na say to opera.
O tum de no say chire wusie.
Yeah, control ni nkwana na dance ni. O bro chire ye de Ghana here.
Me ne ya no man ka me ha me ho kra ma me campaign ne ko mu kwito mba de na sembe no beka.
O say no na omo MP ba ko former MP ewo wada so. Ma me say omunyai.
Munyai de.
Omunyai 2028 no. Omunyai 2032. O say dem Mahama here ndi ehu.
So unyi ni so wakosire mu hono makwakoji. Suru. Kwaji bibia bo papa ni so kwaji bibia ba beka.
Could be say the bronsan kwa na bedi Ghana so. Na se nime beko ye ope. Na se ne party be ba no megu man na. On also on na do te adwo so. On inflation, headline inflation dropped sharply from 23.8% at the end of December 2024 to single digit 6.3% by November 2025, the lowest since February 2019. Restoring purchasing power for household. Food inflation declined by 21.2% to 6.6% in November from 27.8% in December 2024. Non-food inflation and also food inflation is by 14.2 ppts to 6.1%. Out force in a bo.
Na mama nyama je se mu dibi su ise ise mu ti e bia no so ba e wo
say oh we na
ka mo so de ba betoto ho ya so ya ba so ya yese
we no na me here MPP4 say enka omo ye effective opposition a omo bomu tokura mai say de mo kan de nokura ni ba mo ti won omo ko
o da bi say de kun kese na de omo anim no say na election no say no mu nya hu ye omo wie a mo to aba ni wie a
omo kan wase na ntwem
Saturday ye be ye
na ntwem
o mba be kan ntwem
owusu bempa say de bi
Opambo.
Nkame ko ba ozu be
na adakwa yi adon
o say masa
Pambo
o say de Mahama ye BC
Bramuso
ABC Ghana da o say we ye du twem
Adisi aban we.
Yes, a prophet.
Ebi me wiase da. America kura ni Donald Trump emfa no ntimi to ye wura president mama.
Prophet.
Ye Donald Trump is now hawa entu bibia ma misraw. Entu bibia ma misraw. Entu bibia ma misraw.
Oh Jesus.
Entu Ghana ni we na man ko kira se ankyere no. Ene se ba nya me kwa na be bo me. Aha.
Orifo bibia si madam.
Sofo. Baba de no wo entu mo heye. Everybody stop be no money pa on by way yesterday. And you Donald Trump. Yes, try na manamfa. To me ya.
O say eh na mo ye tribu ni say. Yay.
Kana so he.
No o party.
Obi.
Eso no twindi obi atemo.
Obi.
Ada open views bebre ni wa who say idi watema manfo beti no wedi wat. My friend the comedian pastor.
Oh yeah, oba ye said o see preaching here no ama akoma yare bibi.
That's what and then odi na be the course of Bible nkwa de be.
Be omo no ma ye bi mo ye atwa.
Frustration beti ye.
So de.
But say do kan no credit.
Oh, abo president abaso wa ya de. Wa ya de we nye se ntokwa asofofo mo so de ye ntokwa ne ade. Mo fa ne say o concert mu de me fika ne sa. Some say comedian. Oba na asori a niema say ya no. Ba redie wo kan mamu papa. Otimu bi.
Of course.
And wo hunu.
Obi atim bi. Enti obi ehu ne kakra.
Ko say no udru yes and some antem a. Bebia wo be fa wo be ko na asori o say no. Eye hwo.
Eni say obo abaso.
Ya gusu say ya kama.
Eni omo abaso.
Anything wo kan.
O say fata say obo abaso. Na enye ono nko omo say no. Because of Muhammad in Ghana for etu omo che enwuma bebrebe too much.
Ghana for ni hwehwe ni enwuma.
Eno de gata yi.
Be so so say ya na do aba behwe fom.
Ene hwe ne ya for hwe fom because we dey to aso a.
Because say do wo soro ho.
On to say ya fa na hwe fom. Dem mom no so ochia, yeso be chia. You can't face the country, you can't face yourself. The ones that want to face the country now, you grab face yourself.
Then when you know.
And the Ghana for face you to the stand say almost a line be I said down on moon try. gata mu yi mu enwura na wo flower bed no so no omo ngasa omo fo mo ato mo so we nye pastor boys die ni bi
ni ye prepare ko sa
am si ye
se bi anu mo nkrafo a
na we die ase manfrafo omo frafra ase obi officer oye bi ye bi an ye bi am si wo hu se man mo bu ni ye kama
yeso be ta
machi
ye be pushi
se mu di se mu na na egbo mu duasi mu afeda mo ntia ase se yetimu ayede yetimu nya den wo ba me kro no be se mo mpa pa ma wo krofo be na be wie me o mi fi a me bon pa se nyanko nchira no wo na to sanche ne musofo da
e da baby sida
debi edi se mu ye de yesi ya Mahama ne wo na ma security ground for dodo wo for bi ground bon ho son but
na to force kwa wo
onu gwana gana sigari na so wo ni fie onu gwana this soldier for 10 die chire 10 die na 10 ba ku di side ba ku di side see ya
ese nyankopon hini onu
wanya ne sa ma sa obebre
abofo
because amofo to wi ahoro o mo doso because kono no ma kono no sikere ko nyafa ko
ba to force mba ya wo chedi ye nwuma no
obi ese binti obi a se o kipie sika
ati ase
ma de ko so
eti mo mbo adwuma ni ya Ghana for kra ma mo chance sika no mu nka sa
ni ya be hira mo
mo wa ase edibi
mu di nze mu ni se ezu a
etwa mo echi ma ho yonko ti e de
ye be buru mu nua se ya se mu ena mu wu na ye da
oh wa ya de
president John Babio yes de wo ye no wanga se unima ya kai wo ebia na upentem ti we hu
ne ne fa so
ye na ya kai o ya to ebo ase wo so de na wo kai ebia ne ya kai ni na
fabra comment section ho no wo so tintim fabra
very good
den kai no mo tena so wo say yes na ne mewe nyina ma ye
kai yes ye kai na enu sa nti no onye more Oliver Twist you always ask for more
no
subscribe like na share mo nua so enya bi nhwe edi no ba ko pe Max Billian minute minua ba
ma mi akua
on naked truth on Oldboga Trace yakra mo bye bye